everybody. Welcome to another edition of the $10,000 Thursday. Back with our boys from the RVBA Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance. How are we doing, Mr. Casey Ashmore?
Man, we are great. Happy Wednesday. How about Wednesday wins? How about
that's what we're doing.
Oh, shit. Today is Wednesday.
Today's Wednesdays. We've changed it up a little bit. Hey, but don't get Jeff wrong. We still are planning for $10,000 Thursdays. But we got to win on Wednesdays to get that $10,000 on Thursday. So it all works out.
That's all right. That's all right. It's been a COVID 2021, so I don't even know. It might be Thursday. Might be Tuesday. It's all good. We're still winning no matter what.
Every day is a $10,000 Thursday in my head, so fuck it. That's what we're running with. But anyways, we're winning on Wednesdays.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're back, and tonight we're going to be talking about planning for success, but that's just the title. We're going to run into a lot more detail tonight about this. You guys have a member spotlight you want to bring up this week before we get started?
Let's see, man. It's been pretty proactive along the way. How about we throw a big shout out to old Donnie, Donnie Lagrange. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be one of our lead guys that's going to be coming in and kind of filling some of our shoes and being a part of these lives on Wednesday. So we want to give a big shout out to Donnie Lagrange, and he's a financial advisor. So he helps when you guys are out there making all that money. He helps you determine where to allocate it, how you can get some tax deductions, how you can invest for your retirement, your future, whatever your end result is. So I would definitely highly recommend my man Donnie to get your finances straight and in order. So,
well, you know, working with somebody that we can trust is important, right? But if you reach out to Donnie, here's what we're all trying to accomplish. And my mentor told me this week, and I'm working with him for the last month about this, is getting your money, your hard-earned money, and your sweat equity to make more money. The goal in business is to get your money making money for yourself, right? Just saving your money is not enough, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, I'd like to say that I'm a little bit late to this game, and that's okay, but I'm learning valuable lessons along the way, so hell, why not share them, right?
Yeah, and that boils into our topic of planning for success. Because if you are making all that money and you want to continue to be successful and you want your money to work for you and not the other way around, you need to be able to have a trusted advisor financially to advise you in where to allocate those funds, be it in real estate investments, stock portfolios, trust funds, IRA accounts. I mean, the list is very long in nature. So just know if you're going to plan for success and you're looking at your end game, make sure you have a reputable financial advisor on your team that knows what the hell they're doing and they're keeping up with the laws, so you don't get hammered when you try pulling your money out of your 401.
Right. That's exactly right. You know, this is how, like, Donnie, I've known it. We've all known him for a while through the Legion and through the RVBA. But, you know, at Murphy Sylvest Wealth Management, you know, one of the things that they can do for you and that any financial advisor should be able to do for you, how do you increase what your take home is? Well, one thing is reduce your taxes, right? And they can help you do that. They can help you. Like, who here went to tax school? Nobody. Okay. Has any of y'all ever seen the tax code?
Oh, I saw it and I round filed it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it makes the Gutenberg Bible. It makes that Harry Potter book that you struggled with, right? You remember that when you're on deployment, and you're trying to get through the Wizard Stone or whatever it was?
Hey, Harry Potter didn't exist when I was deployed, my friend.
And it damn sure didn't exist when your ass was in the Coast Guard. So don't even bullshit.
No, man, all we had was a New Testament, the Old Testament. And if you wanted a little bit of fun, you could reread the Old Testament.
Bible. That's what you were reading.
Hey, I found God real quick in a foxhole.
Anyway, so
what I'm getting at is that they can help you think about how to reduce your tax liability. That gives you an automatic paycheck, right? I mean, that increases what you're bringing home by reducing your taxes. So, you know, form an alliance with an expert. It's the whole purpose of this group. Form an alliance with experts who can lift you up, who can see around those corners and help you capture some more of what you're already doing.
That's it, man. And you know what? When we want to talk about planning for success tonight, that was just a topic that we came up with when we were doing this. But what we really want to think of is first off, we want to cover how to prepare, not necessarily plan for success, but prepare to plan, right?
Right.
So here's the two differences here, right? A plan is a list of steps with details like timing, specifications, resources, right? It's just words on paper. There's no action in a plan. Would you guys agree with that?
That is correct.
Would you agree with that, Casey?
Yeah.
So to prepare is to make ready, to assemble, to put actionable steps in order. The key is not to plan, but to prepare with your plan. So when you chase your dreams relentlessly and you end up catching them, are you prepared for that? That's the question we want to ask tonight. And that's the topics we're going to cover. So here's how we're going to do so. Doc, why don't you talk about what it is?
So what is it, right? And when we dive into that, the old who was it? Red Hot Chili Peppers came out with that song. What is it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anyways, it is a broad term, and today we're talking about what is it? What does it mean to prepare effectively, right?
Yeah.
That with me started with last year, sitting down with my wife and creating a new vision board for 2021. So that was my very, very first, well, I'll take that back. My very first step was to review my 2020 vision board, see what I accomplished and what I didn't accomplish, and figured out why I didn't do it. And then we created a new vision board, so we prepared again. And then from there, we developed a plan of action to be able to accomplish those goals again for 2021, and we added to that. So it can be defined on what you want to be in life, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
Yeah.
What is that? And so dive into what you really are trying to accomplish and what you really want to be successful in.
Yeah, let's talk over what is it going to take for me to become successful. So some of the things that I've found that's helped me be successful in my business is, what does it take? Well, it takes preparing for the project, which means going through all the steps. And this can be in any service-based business. This can be in a wealth management position, a banker, whatever. Preparing the project itself from start to finish. Like I see it in your head from start to finish. Like, you need to get from A to B, and then you want to put the plan together, but you want to, in that plan, put the action steps that are involved, right? Casey, what does it mean? What does it do that makes you tick? What's the it that makes you tick?
That's very specific for everybody.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm asking you.
There are some exercises that I've done. If you don't really know what that core is, why you're doing what you're doing, a lot of us left that proverbial good job in the city. We're flying by the seat of our pants. We started doing well. We got in a group of people who were doing better than us, and that you just opened your eyes more. So, what it is for me is financial security for my family. That, a lot of us have a hard knock story. In fact, probably everybody on this call, and certainly everybody in this room, there's been some scrape you've had in life, right? And right? Well, I don't give a shit if it was a food stamps Christmas, if it was family violence in your upbringing, if it was, you were fighting drug and alcohol addiction. It doesn't really matter what that was. You just know you never want to fall that far again, right? So that's it. And that's what drives, I think, a lot of us, is to overcome that. So that way, if there ever is another fall, then you're not going to fall so far, right? You're not going to hit those tripwires and have problems like that.
Yeah, that's definitely true, because the lessons learned, like we always say here on the show, we never lose, we always learn.
That's right. But I want to, just before we dive into the next one, I'm just going to let you guys know what makes me tick. Chaos.
Yeah,
Chaos makes me tick. Yeah. Okay. I love to wake I say love. I like to wake up and tackle a day of the unknown variable. Okay.
Structured chaos.
I love structured chaos. That's what really gets me going. And today I wake up this morning and I got a litany of text messages and phone calls and, hey man, we got to do, you know, I'm the kind of guy who loves to be spontaneous and solve that problem. And that's what really makes me tick, which leads to the next question, right? And everybody was like, hey, Mike, check this one out. What is it that I do better than anybody else, right? And personally, I think that I'm able to take a conflict, resolve that to where everybody creates a win-win situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I'm really great at taking structured chaos and taking that turd and polishing it into a diamond, right?
Yeah.
For people that know me for a while, they know that I'm willing to grab it by the horns, rustle that SOB down, and be held accountable when I make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm very honest. I'm very truthful. I don't mind wearing my emotions out on my sleeves. So I don't know if I do that better than everyone else. I just know that I'm really, really good at problem solving and creating win-win situations for everybody that's a part of it.
Yeah, but what you're saying here, though, is exactly the question that we're talking about. And what is it that makes you better than everybody else? In order to prepare and plan for success, you have to first find out where it is you're better than everybody in your market.
Sure, for sure.
You know, with any business that you're in, like I know there's certain things I'm 100 times better than the other competition. I don't need to go into those details or whatever, but I know that that's my strong suit. So that's what we're trying to shoot for, is find out what it's going to take to be successful, what makes you tick, and then what you do better than everybody else. Those three things right there answer a ton of questions.
Yeah.
And really dig down into those with your team. Don't just gloss over those and say, oh, well, it's a simple answer. Take these and sit back, and we've talked about reflection in the past, self-inventory, and utilize those. One thing I think you're good at here, and which brings us to our next topic, and I'll let Casey talk about this a little bit, is match your intensity. Doc is an intense dude. He's our hype man. You know what I mean? Like, I got to rein him in. Today I had to call both of these knuckleheads and say, okay, shit, one sock, let's do it. Let's get it together. But that's what we love about each other, is we all play a different role. So you need to match your intensity. Casey, talk about that. Matching your intensity in all forms of your life means what? Can't hear you, brother.
You're muted.
I think that's absolutely critical. And yeah, I love that, Reno. Figure out your why, right? Figure out how to be better. Figure out your purpose, right? And there's, you know, I'm going to hit on that real quick. You know, figuring out your why, that's not an easy thing to do. And what the it for you is, you know, I talked a moment ago about not being at risk of falling so far, right? That could be an it. That could be something that drives you. But why? Why are you afraid of falling that far again, right? Because you don't want another fucking Christmas where you're funding it with a food stamp, right? You want to make sure your kids don't want for anything because you did, right? That's your why. Why are you driven the way you are? But back to your question, Jeff, and that's the matching your intensity. Going home is not, yes, you need downtime. Yes, you do need to reboot. You need to recharge your batteries. But going home and letting the Bud Light and the cable TV and the news media wash over you and ignoring your family, ignoring your why, that's not going to work. And that's not going to work long term, right? And one thing that I think Jeff's driving at is that same intensity that you bring, if you want the success in your personal life that you bring to your professional life, you got to match that intensity, right?
Yeah.
All it takes is creativity and effort and a little bit of time, right? So maybe not binge watch that Netflix Game of Thrones for the third, fourth, fifth time and sit down and do that puzzle with the kiddo, or do those times tables that you've been putting off, right? Or whatever it is, right?
That's asking a lot. Times tables? What? Explain what a times table is.
Is that like an abacus?
Yeah.
Is that from the Harry Potter book?
It's on your calculator.
Good. I deleted that app.
I love that you're talking about that, because you're hitting on exactly what we're trying to drive home, is that matching your intensity means being the same 110% in everything that you're doing. So
Right.
it's all encompassing of your life. Doc always talks about God, health, and wealth. Those are his 3 pillars that make him tick. And I tell you what, he's intense about every one of them, especially squat day. So this is what we're talking about, right? So, imagine if you have the same intensity and drive that you mastered with your business or whatever it may be that you're in, and you apply that to your downtime, and it's with your family and it's with your friends. Talk about a little bit of that.
Man, I tell you what, I am an intense person. I am a high energy individual.
Yeah.
You can ask Jeff. You see the room we're currently sitting in? This Joker, the quick story, man, he shows up one day. He's like, yeah, man, we should check out this, make this cool. What do we need? He's like, well, we need this, that, and the other. I said, great, hop in the truck. He's like, wait a second.
Hold up.
Wait a second. So we head over, Home Depot, whatever, come back, cut it up, boom, 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 we're done. Because I am a person that takes action immediately.
Yeah.
Now, oftentimes in business, and we want to be a business owner, we fail to take action. We come up with these great ideas and the wants and desires and the whole shebang. But when it comes down to when the rubber hits the road, where's my intensity level? Why isn't this done yet? How come we haven't crossed this path yet? Mm-hmm. Right? You got to keep the intensity level up when you're running a business. You cannot waver on your end result. If you do, you will be destined to fail.
Yeah, there's no compromise with your standards.
You just can't, because once you start, you get into a poor habit. You will begin to create a bad habit when you get to that downtime, right? Because I'm guilty. Shit, I think I just binge watched a show on Netflix. I watched the whole damn series in like 4 hours, right? But I had the downtime and I made it happen. But I was intense about it. I was like, if I'm going to watch this damn thing, I'm going to watch it from start to end to be done with it, right? Because that's just the way I operate. So intensity is huge, but it also can be adverse.
You can.
When you're dealing with your clients and you're trying to convey a message to them, you don't want to be that Hulk vibe when right. You want to be able to temper your intensity level down. You want to be able to be calm. You want to be able to present your product and or service in a professional manner.
Yeah.
With a proper proposal set in front of them. So you definitely want to be prepared, and you want to be able to end it with intensity.
Well, I think it also brings forth the synergy that you create within your alliance or with your clients when you're building that relationship. So the same intensity you create through your life, what we like to call structured chaos, you want that intensity to be a positive intensity. That's what Doc's trying to drive home, I think, here, because that's going to build the synergy. You all have a group. We used to call them cliques or whatever you want to call it in your freaking terminology nowadays. Stop and look at your favorite group of people. Are you guys intense with each other? Are you honest with each other? Is the synergy where it needs to be? Because that's where you start winning truly, is when you form an alliance and you have people that have your back and you have people that call you on your bullshit. These guys call me on mine. I call them on theirs. We love each other just the same at the end of the day, right?
No, you're 1,000% right.
Heck yeah.
Because you can't grow as a team, right? What's the old saying? You're only as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah.
And if I'm consistently covering up for KC, right? KC never has to change his ways. If somebody's continuously covering up for me, then I'm going to continue the same freaking processes.
Yeah.
And eventually, my team members are going to say, you know what, Mike, we don't want you around anymore, right? Because I was never called out on my bullshit.
Yeah, but having that intensity, having that synergy, Casey, it helps you appreciate the win. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely, man. If you don't, I'm lucky that I have a really good team, and I know that it ain't right. It ain't bragging if it's true. So the last trial of 2020 won. Got that ruling yesterday afternoon. Man, that felt good, right? Got hired. Big case. 2 weeks before trial. Got the win, right? Told the client what we're going to do is we're going to march down to the 1 yard line, and instead of kicking a field goal, we're going to audible and we're going to go for a touchdown. Convinced them that was the right move, and it worked. And the reason why it worked, and the first people that I thanked was everybody on my team.
Absolutely.
Right? My family, everybody that I work with, right? Everybody on the team is responsible for that win. I'm not responsible for that win. It is a team effort. Peyton Manning is not responsible for all those touchdowns. Insert name of, important sports person, Michael Jordan. Who is responsible for all? Everybody knows Pippen was absolutely 1,000% responsible for the majority of those championships because he was always number one in assists, number two in the league in points, number 4 or 5 in rebound. I mean, you got to have that team, right? And you've got to celebrate your team because it's not about individual accomplishment. You want fucking individual accomplishment, go run track.
Yeah, play golf.
Right? That's
you're going to hit something on the head, Casey, and sharing the win with your team
Critical.
is so valuable. Oftentimes, I've been told that I don't take enough credit for the shit that I've done in life, right? Because I'm always so willing to give everybody else the credit, the limelight, and the accolades, because there's just something about giving those people that, right? Because people have love languages, right? We got affirmation, we got gifts, we got touch, we have money, right? So whenever you figure out your team members' love language, they should be rewarded with those things.
Without question.
You know what I mean? I love to be like, attaboys, right? That is my love language. I love when somebody says, man, Doc, you fucking rock, right? Like, that pumps me up. If you showed up and you handed me a coffee cup, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, great job, coffee cup. Now, I'm going to give KC a coffee cup that says world's best COVID survivor, then he's going to love that coffee cup because he loves coffee cups.
It's dead on right, man.
You know what I mean? So if you know your team members, what they appreciate, then you're going to get a better team structure all the way around.
So here's an important thing, Casey. I want you to touch on this because when I wrote this down when we were doing the research on it, I don't know why, but you just came to mind. So I'm going to read this off to you because I feel like it's important. Celebrate your current achievements and accomplishments, but also understand that they will become your past once you have conquered them. You came to my mind when I read that because you don't like to live in the past, and we totally get it. We know your balance of understanding the past or whatever, but celebrating your accomplishments, but understanding it's time to move on and accomplish more. Take us through that.
Yeah, so you got.
I hit him hard with that one.
See that? You did, man. You've got to.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, you got to do your touchdown dance, right? You got to do your end zone dance. You got to do it. You got to remember that the rent is due every day. When is it due?
Every day.
Every damn day.
So sitting around on the glory of yesterday, blah, blah, blah. Look how great I am. That dog don't hunt. Your team, like you two had talked about, rewarding your team. Money is less than 50% of the reason why people stay on your team, right? What you pay them is it's usually less than half of the reason why they stay motivated to be on your team, right? They're there to lift the team up. So the accolades, the attaboys. Why do you think, you got so many merit pins, when you were in the service? Good comment, like your unit would do something good, something that distinguished it from other units, and you'd get, a unit commendation or whatever that was. But those little accolades build goodwill, and that's critical. But the other thing is you cannot, I'm looking out in front of me, right? And I'm not looking in the rear view, right? And it's critical to acknowledge that, and especially to the people who made it possible for you to call that audible, right? Peyton Manning did not call all those damn audibles. Some of them were sent in by an offensive coordinator and some other people, and a whole bunch of linemen and wide receivers and tailbacks ran those damn plays so that he could be that superstar, right? So you got to give those accolades, but you got to move on. You've got to move on, because if you're looking in the rear view, you're going to have a crash.
Here's the thing about you reference sports figures often, and I love it because I'm a sports nut too. But what does every football team do after they win the Super Bowl? It's a traditional, I'm going to Disneyland, whatever. But what do you think they're really doing? Let's break that down a little bit. What do you think they're really doing? If you ask me, they're preparing all season, expecting to win the Super Bowl because it's going to pay big dividends in the future. So if you have a mindset of expecting to win, expecting to accomplish your goals, it's going to pay dividends in the future, because once you cross that goal line and you're doing your touchdown dance and you end up at Disneyland, you're going to feel 100 times better because you knew you could get there all along.
Yeah.
We don't always win, right? We don't always win. We learn.
Love them or hate them. Love them or hate them.
It's one of those things. So
people like Bill Belichick.
Oh, here we go.
Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, right? Kurt Warner, right? They're going to go watch. They're going to go to Disneyland, watch the game film on the way to Disneyland, right? They're going to watch everything they did wrong, right? And they're going to watch everything they did right, and they're really going to scrutinize on the mistakes so they don't make them again, right? So if you are going to look in the rear view, right? If you are going to, hindsight's 20/20, and you definitely got to analyze mistakes, but don't live in the past with like the glory of yesterday. Oh, I won a Super Bowl back in 1928. I mean, no one cares, man.
You know what? I disagree with you a little bit there, because people do care about their past. And I think this is a good time for us to maybe think, hey, we might want to do a segment on the past and where it's brought you before today. So I'm not discounting the fact that you can't live in the past. Trust me, I've been down a dark road, and no one gives a shit. At the end of the day, they want me to solve a problem for them. They don't care about my dark past, my bright past, whatever it is. I think there's some merit to what you're saying there about not living in the past, expecting the same or different results, right? That's what I'm taking.
That's really right. That's really what it comes down to, because if you're too enamored with the glory of yesterday, even if it was just yesterday, and you had, man, let's say it was $20,000 Tuesday. Why are you going to dwell on $20,000 Tuesday when you need to make it, win Wednesday? Right. Well, you need to make another $20,000 today. You need to analyze it so you can figure out what you did right, so you can mimic it, so you can duplicate it, and you can make it happen again. Maybe you can make that happen Monday through Friday, right? Instead of just one day a week.
You're spot on, Casey. And when you remember appreciating the wins, it builds confidence, it builds motivation, and it will enhance your perspective. Right. So the more wins that we can look on from our past, that built up our confidence for today. When we look at our past wins, it motivates us into tomorrow. When we look at our past wins, it's going to enhance our perspective on the next job that we're about to go and try and close, because we have all of these wins behind us, driving us to tomorrow. And so I often like to say, right, we don't regret the past, nor do we wish to shut the door on it.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to be able to appreciate those wins. But you're 100% correct. I don't want to be 60, 70 years old going, man, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or, man, do you remember when, man, we were playing flag football and everybody got a trophy? I mean, it's great.
Millennial.
But that's that's what's motivating us to keep on winning.
Exactly.
How we felt inside and how our team felt as a whole, that says, damn it, I'm signing up next season. We're going to do it one more time.
And here's the big tip to it, is appreciating the win allows you to move forward.
Yes.
Right. We're not at all saying, hey, don't worry about the past, this, whatever. Everybody has a past, and it put everybody where they are today.
Right.
So that's critical. But remember, what we're trying to really drive home right now is that appreciating the win propels you to the future, propels your motivation, gives you perspective on, getting rid of the waste in your business. These guys know me and whatever. I'm a process guy. I got a project manager background, whatever. Take the steps that are unnecessary to get to the same goal and condense that process and be super efficient at it. Right. Yeah. So you got to stop and appreciate the wins. You have to celebrate your current achievements, but understand that they're temporary.
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very temporary.
Just as quickly as you got the win can be taken away from you. Losses will come. But that's what helps me recover from the losses a lot faster. Yeah. Is knowing that I planned for success, that I understood my plan, and that I'm able to move forward. because I've surrounded myself with the like-minded people. I have prepared for success.
Yes.
And I have a game plan to continue to attain success. So when the losses come, it's not a big punch right in the freaking lungs, right? Does it hurt? Absolutely.
It's not the knockout blow.
But it's not going to knock me out. I think what my boy Reno just said, it's not over when you lose, it's over when you quit, right? If you have enough wins in your pocket, you won't ever quit because it feels so damn good to be successful.
I'm telling you, the wins start to become addictive.
Oh, they are.
You know what I mean? And in a good way, because the way I look at my wins, and I'll give you a short story about today. Sent my technician over to a job site, and I said, "This is your baby." Did a walkthrough, introduced him to the client, and just left. And to me, I'm going, okay, here we go. Now's your time to shine. The dude freaking shined like no tomorrow.
Nice.
2 hours later, sends me an update. Bam, bam, bam. Clients are happy. Things are up and going. That's a win for me.
It's a huge win.
And I'm getting goosebumps right now because I sent him a text message. I said, "Dude, that's amazing. Incredible. You know, I just pumped him up. I'm super appreciative." But that's what you need to do. Appreciate the wins, but give it to your team.
Yeah.
Give it to your team
Every
because
time.
that team is going to give it right back to you, just like Casey's. He's grown his team tremendously within the last 2 years. And I tell you what, I don't know another business owner that appreciates his family of employees better than Casey does. I'm telling you, if you want a benchmark, get in touch with Casey and see how he does it because it's important to look at.
Yeah. And I mean, we can speak all day about appreciating those wins and how we accomplish those wins and how to be effective team leaders and gig. But if you ain't got a damn hype man or a cheerleader out there, you can have all the wins that you want. But if you ain't got somebody pumping up that team every Monday when nobody wants to come in on Monday and you don't have some fire, you know who your hype man is in your office? It's your girl, Melinda. Like, she is a hype lady. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure she gets your office fired up.
But let me pump the brakes real quick because we're not talking to like pop country music hype man, right? What's that one band with Eminem and the two white dudes that rap in hip hop country? I forget the name of them.
D12.
No, it's a country band.
Sorry.
Anyways, what we want to say, we're using the word hype man to kind of get your attention. But what we're talking about, Casey, I want you to talk on this a little bit, but we're talking about sharing intimate details of your business, which a lot of people don't share these with other people, but share your financial and your business goals. Here's the key terms, key words, with someone outside of your immediate circle, because accountability can be a powerful ally.
Well, I think that's vital. And I'm going to talk a little bit on several different things. Why? The first of which is that we are all raised that it's impolite to talk about money. So we're very money ignorant when we come out of school, right? You may have taken some bull crap home ec class in high school or how to balance a checkbook class or maybe some basic business classes in college. And even if you're a business major, you're learning about things like EBITDA and blah, 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 how to value businesses. And, you know, they don't teach you what you need to know. And one of the first things that you need to know is you got to get over your fear of talking about money. That is a critical and very difficult thing. You know, most people are like, they don't even tell their CPAs what they're doing with their money. Why do you think they get audited? Right? So you know what I'm getting at is you gotta do a couple different things. One, you've got to have an alliance, and that alliance can be people like we talked about, Donnie, but it can also just be peers who are doing what they were on the path you're on. Maybe they're a few chapters ahead. Maybe they're a few chapters behind you, right? Maybe they're only at year 1. Maybe you're at year 6. Maybe they're at year 10 and you're at year 3, right? But those are people that can mentor you. And other things about your financial and business goals, when you say them out loud, when you put it out into the universe, right? You're going to have an immediate change because what you have done is you have put into motion the things that you believe because you've given that to someone else to help hold you accountable and to help understand where you're trying to go, right? And then, you know, that alliance, that those mentors, hey, Casey, I see that you're spending all this money at El Dorado Fine Cigars and on your damn motorcycles again. I thought you told me your business goal was to do A, B, and C by the end of 2022. And if you're at El Dorado or at the Harley shop instead of at the bank, that means your actions don't mirror what you said your business goals were. So I'm going to hold you accountable. So there's a couple of reasons to do that, right? And accountability is one, but also that you so firmly believe in the financial and business goals that you have set that you're going to allow somebody else to own them, to help you make sure that those things stay in control instead of, hey, I'm just going to backslide a little bit. You know, we had a really good week. I'm going to go down to the cigar hut. I'm gonna buy $300 in cigars, and we're gonna have a good time on the back patio. You know, you're not wasting money on stupid stuff. You're not wasting money at the casinos. You're not chasing whores and drinking Canadian whiskey, right? But how does that really advance the ball, right? If your most important financial goal is, let's say it's to have 7 years income saved up in the next 5 years, then spending all of your profit on fun, which is, I'm not saying you didn't earn the right to do that, but that's why having your allies know what your business and financial goals are, because they can help hold you accountable. Like, hey man, you know, I know that you want to do that. I know you have that 5-year plan, but I see you at El Dorado a lot, not at the bank. What's up, dog?
But it's also, man, it's one of those things too, where all of us need a kick in the ass sometimes. It doesn't matter who we are. A good majority of us in this alliance and in this circle here are very much type A guys. We're running at 100 miles an hour all day, every way, and sometimes it's even at a fault. We're just trying to hustle. So it's good to have somebody that's in your corner that can kick you in the ass and say, hey, man, it's time to get your shit put back in one sock and let's hit the road and get your goals. As far as keeping your eye on the prize, I mean, we should all be keeping our eye on the prize. That's why we are in business for ourselves, right? We all have an eye on our prize, and having someone in your corner like my man Doc here to tells me, hey, man, let's not slack off on the podcast room. Let's go now. Okay, we're going. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Happening.
Say it again?
Yeah, that's awesome that it's, you know, being decisive and taking action right away. Again, hey, we want a podcast room. We want a place. We want a home to do this video log. So, you know, next week when I'm out of COVID prison, just kidding.
Nice in prison.
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. You know, it's not orange pajamas and kung fu slippers, and the food isn't made out of Alpo. I mean, no complaints over here. But
so, I do want to share with you guys. So I joined an entrepreneur advisory where we meet once a month, and it is something that I've talked about for a long time, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going to get a mentor. Oh yeah, I'm going to find a group to hold me accountable. Oh yeah, I'm a right? Like I'm a guy. And I finally did it, and this is month number 3 that I've gone out there and I've sat down, and then they asked. They're like, what are the 3 things that we can help you at? And one of my things was call me out on my bullshit, right? So if you guys know me, I can really feed a lot of people some BS real quick. But over time, when I spend enough time with people, they're able to see and cue in. I go, all right, Doc, you're getting a little bit out there, and they rate me back in. And that's really what we're talking about. Yeah, we're keeping the eye on the prize. But I also have somebody in the back corner going, hey, man, your price isn't over on that corner, right? You need to come back. Like, I'll go far left field one day. People are like, what the hell are you doing over there? Like, why are you starting a motorcade company? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know.
It's also on Facebook.
It's on Facebook. I said, hey, why not? And so having that accountability structure, that inner circle, And I would encourage anybody and everybody out there in business that find yourself maximum of 4 people that you meet with on a monthly basis, that you sit there and you dive deep into the previous month.
Yeah.
And then you shoot forward into the next month about your business. Okay? And it shouldn't be the people that you run with on a daily basis. And don't take this the wrong way. It's like, I'm not going to choose Casey and Jeff. We talk too much already. So I need to talk to people that I only see once a month, right? So when I show up, that the accountability measures are in place.
Well, you need that data to analyze and measure.
Yes.
Like when we talk daily. Everybody knows it, right? So if you come and talk to somebody on a once a month basis, they're going to ask you the tough questions.
Right.
Okay, homeboy, it's been 30 days. The fuck did you really do?
Yeah.
And then now you're held accountable. Go, oh shit. Well, I wasted 30 days of my life.
And you're in there for 4 hours. This is a 4-hour
Yeah.
session.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I can run away or I can squirm away or they make us put our phone in a basket. It goes outside and we just do what we got to do. And we hash out the stuff that we don't want to talk about.
It's tough talk.
It is very tough, and it's beneficial because I get a deeper reflection inside myself, right?
Unless you pump the brakes a little.
One of my biggest goals over the last couple of years was continuously become honest with myself on the inside, right? The more I'm honest with me on the inside, the more transparent I can become with everybody out there on the outside.
Yeah, because in today's society, man, people see the bullshit quick.
Oh, fast. They'll Google me and know that I'm full of shit. You know what I'm saying?
So when we're talking about hype man or find yourself a cheerleader, that's just a term we're using. We're really telling you guys you need to find somebody that's going to help you stick to the plan, prepare for the plan, and then carry out that plan. Because what do they say? The old thing is a dream is just something that's written on paper until you put action to it or whatever. That's kind of what we're trying to drive home here, is that define what it is for your business, what makes you become successful, what makes you tick, what you do better than everybody else, and then take those things and match the intensity of that drive that you have to become successful in preparing that plan in all phases of your life. If that means your business, that means your network circle, that means your family. That's important. That's critical right there. And then appreciate the wins. When you start seeing them coming, you start stacking those wins up, appreciate them, reflect on them. But remember one thing, if you take anything away from this, appreciate the win, it's temporary. Don't hold on to the win. The Super Bowl happens one day, one time a year, and it's temporary and it's gone.
Yep.
Right? And then find yourself someone that can hold you accountable, and find yourself someone that's not going to go easy on you. Why do you need someone that's going to hold you accountable, that's going to sugarcoat the shit for you?
Right.
Want somebody to kick you in the ass and go for it, right? So tonight we wanted to just come to you and just tell you, look, these are some of the things that we've talked to our mentors about. These are some of the things that we do physically with our own businesses and lives, and we're preparing for success. Because the plan is only words on paper.
Yeah. And action comes a lot with those plans. If you don't have a well thought out execution of your plan, then your plan is just words, just like he stated. A plan is just a dream. And you better, if you're getting ready to execute your plan, he couldn't have said it better. Execute with intensity. Mm-hmm. I would rather execute my plan with intensity and drive and just a ton of freaking heart and fail than execute a plan half-assed. Half measures avail us nothing.
Get you nowhere.
Get you nowhere. So just keep that in mind, that it's not easy. It's not easy being a business owner. It's not easy being married for 18 years. It's not easy being a dad. It's not easy to be in quarantine with small children. You know what I mean? Life was not designed to be easy. If it was easy, the suicide rate in the world wouldn't be as high as it was, right? The Lord would have not given us trials and tribulations for us not to be able to overcome just to be easy. That's what makes life so damn exciting, is the chaos that comes through, is the freaking people that you meet along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Any save rounds, Mr. Casey Ashmore?
So, Doc, that's critical, and I'm going to plant this seed because it took me a long time to be ready for, you're making a big investment in a different group, a different mentoring group that is educating you in a different way. And these are people that you don't see, like you said, you don't see them. It's like me, you, and Jeff, man. I see your ugly mugs almost daily. I probably see you guys as much as I see my family, even with the quarantine.
That's
with
okay.
Zoom, FaceTime. And that's a great thing. But you're absolutely right, man. Getting some expertise from other industry leaders, even if you are paying for it. And by that, I mean jumping into a membership, right, with a group that can bring some outside expertise, like an outside chief financial officer. How much could that benefit your business, right? And yeah, maybe that extra education costs a little bit, but you're probably going to use it more than you ever learned in any high school class, a college, JUCO class, right? If you use it more and get more out of it for your business, that in retrospect to what other secondary education you might have got, it's still cheaper, right? Because it's making you better, right? It's making your business better, and it's educating you on stuff that, let's face it, our modern education system sucks, right? It doesn't teach you shit about business. Yep. How many people in that room or on this call learned shit about business in high school, college, post-grad, whatever?
I learned a little bit in college.
I didn't learn jack in high school, and I squandered my college, so I got to step back from this.
I'm gonna say I did learn, but with anything in life and any education that you go through, you get what you put into it.
Well, it's also about application, right? You can learn as much as you want, but
True.
you don't apply shit.
I mean, because there was a couple of courses that I took that I really, really kind of just sank my teeth into.
But he's right, though, man.
Yeah.
My son's 14 years old. We're driving down the road one day, and the kid's smart.
Yeah.
14-year-old young humans are smart people, believe it or not, and asked me out of the blue, Dad, you take me to school every day. Why don't they teach me to do what you're doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? Start a business, how to save your money, how to invest. And this is coming from a 14-year-old young man right here. That tells you a lot. So we, as leaders in the community, we as the Alliance of Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance, we have to give back. And that's what we do with youth programs and CASA, even within ourselves. But you're dead on there, man. You got to be careful with.
This gave me an idea, Joe.
I'm telling you, man.
This year, y'all, I'm saying it right now.
Oh, shit.
We are going to offer juniors and seniors an opportunity to come over to the space and allow them to pick our brains to see if that's the route they want to go in life to be a successful business owner.
Well, it's in the universe.
Write that shit down because it's going to happen, okay? Sean, document that shit. It's going to happen. If you got a teenager who's a bump on a log, who doesn't want to do nothing, whose shit's all over if all their stuff is still underneath their bed, we want them to get it out. It will happen, all right? Because it's up to us, the adults of today, to mold the generations of the younger generation for the successes of tomorrow, right? However that little saying goes. You know what I'm talking about, KC.
Yeah.
So I think that's a brilliant idea, Jeff. That's what I love about you, man. I always got these great ass ideas, man.
You're the idea, man. So, hey, man, you know what? It feels good to be back on. It's been a couple of weeks. Look, all of us here in this room and all of us in our alliance, we're ready to push through. Hey, look, the holidays are over. The bullshit's done. Yeah. The fucking turkey's out of the oven and cooked and thrown away. It's time to get back on the grind. I cannot say that with more passion and more excitement right now. We have a lot of cool things coming up this year. The Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance is obviously a group of veteran and patriot-run and owned businesses. We're looking for members. We're looking for leadership. We're looking to take this to the next level. And you watching or seeing this or whatever, you guys are next. We're in a position right now where we're growing individually and in our businesses, and we're going to be moving on to let other people come in and transition our leadership. That style may change. That style may do whatever it does. We're going to be in the background to help out with that. So if you're interested in becoming a part of the leadership team with the RVBA, get in touch with Redbeard, Sean over there at the chamber. Let her know what's going on.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone.
Get volunteered. Get volunteered before you get voluntold.
Hey, I tell you what, I mean, my man KC, me and Jeff, we did this shit from our house. We're not asking a lot from you. We're asking for 1 hour to come on board and share your experience, strength, and hope with other like-minded individuals.
Yes.
I promise you, the reward that I have gotten, that I have received from doing these lives over the past year has taken me on a freaking a spiritual journey within inside myself. And I know that sounds like it's crazy talk, but I gotta, when I show up here, everything that we talk about, I gotta be about.
That's why we do it.
Okay? So if you're struggling with holding yourself accountable, come on this doggone show, talk about what you know, and then go out and show what you know. And I guarantee you, your business will be successful and it will grow tremendously.
You know, I never thought about the impact of what you just said there. We're 40-something weeks into this or whatever.
We're a year in March.
You know, a year in March. And I never, it didn't hit me till just right now, but we've been throwing our lives, our personal business, our ups and downs and struggles and whatever out to the public for almost a year now. And you're damn right, man. You want to be involved, you want to be about it, or you want to talk about it like our boy Withrow says, come join us. Get on here. Be a part of the leadership team. Sit in front of this daggone camera and talk about your ups and downs. I promise you, in a year, you will be about that life.
Yes,
there
sir.
You go, Redbeard. Good call,
That's
brother.
it. Hey, so again, RVBA, we're looking for successors. We want to sit down with you. Like my man Casey said, volunteer before you get voluntold. Because what I will do, I'm super sneaky, folks. I will be like, hey, you want to come check out the space on Wednesday around 5:30? Just want to show you around. Next thing I know, I'm going to lock your ass inside this room. You're going to be sitting down where Jeff is, and we're going to put you out there on blast, and we're going to get you guys tuned in. And you're going to feel the reward factor. You're going to appreciate the win after this is over.
Well, any save rounds, Casey?
No, man. Thank you, guys. Have a blessed, prosperous, amazing 2021. We're already off to an amazing start. We're winning. It's Wednesday. We're back on Wednesdays. And, man, I just can't wait for the, I want to thank everybody for being a part of this. I want to thank y'all for allowing me to be a part of this ride. Y'all who are on this ride with us. Thank the Chamber of Commerce for, allowing us the opportunity to develop exactly what Doc said. And especially I want to thank, our families who put up with this, every week since March of 2020, right? When we could have been just sheltering in place and binge watching Game of Thrones or
Call of Duty,
right? But I want to thank Ma Skinner. I want to thank Mrs. Rannigan. I want to thank the Ashmore family, Jennifer, my boys. But really, I want to thank you two brothers. This has been beyond all expectations. I love doing it. I love being part of it. And I'm really appreciative that you guys let me be a part of this team and that you are part of this team with me.
Absolutely. And hey, good shout out to our boy Redbeard, Sean Kirkland over there.
He's in the background.
He's in the background. He's been running all the comments and all the logistical things you see on the thing there. Hey, Redbeard, we appreciate you taking the time out.
Yes, sir.
I hope you're ready for the ride, baby, because it's a good one.
Hey, one last second round. If you're watching this, I want you to share this to all of the groups that you are a part of.
Yeah.
Whenever you share it to a group, we have over 40,000 views when that happens. So you are responsible to helping this group to continue to stay successful. Don't sit there on your doggone hands. Go ahead and be a part and get aligned with your inner self. I'm out.
That's it. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Casey.